Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to my final video before March Madness. Yes, you heard that correctly. March Madness, the bracket, of course, does release this Sunday at 5 o'clock. So, this is obviously going to be the final video before that bracket releases, and we're just going to talk about bracketology because it is a very exciting day in college basketball today. There have been games going on all day at the time of releasing this video. North Carolina Duke will be later tonight. By the time this comes out, Auburn has already been played against Ole Miss at 12 o'clock. The SEC tournament is still going on, which last night, by the way, produced some absolute bangers of games yesterday. A double overtime versus Texas and Texas A&M. We had, of course, two buzzer beaters between Arkansas and Ole Miss, and we had a buzzer beater between Kentucky and, of course, Oklahoma as well yesterday too. So, a lot happening in the world of college basketball right now as we are coming down to March. Auburn, the 3-day game grind starts today. We have to win today, win Saturday, and win Sunday to become SEC tournament champions. Me personally, I would like to win that shit outright just to say and prove how good we are against every other team in the country. So, with that being said, let us go ahead and just talk about some bracketology because this will be the final bracketology video of the year. So, of course, the tournament championships have not gone on yet. There are a few mid-majors conferences that have clinched, like UNC Wilmington. High Point has clinched one. Also, I believe Troy has made it into the tournament as well. There have been some teams that have already clinched. We will not go over all of those today. We don't have time for all of that. But we are going to talk about Joe Lunardi's bracketology on ESPN, and we may get into a little CBS Sports bracketology as well for Jerry Palm's bracket as well. So we are going to be talking a lot of bracketology today let's start out with, of course, Joe Lunardi. So, in the South region, he, of course, has Auburn as the number one, the top overall seed. Now, I know in the AP poll, Auburn, of course, did drop a couple spots. They are now number 3. Duke and Houston, number 1 and number 2, respectively. We still should be higher than Houston because we have the head-to-head record against them, but it is what it is. Joe Lunardi does have us at the top seed in the bracket. Duke will be in Raleigh, of course. They will be playing close to home. I have bought tickets for those, hoping to sell those on Ticketmaster. I have also just bought tickets to the Elite 8 in Atlanta, so hopefully Auburn can go all the way to the Elite 8 and have a chance to play for a Final Four, and if they do, I will definitely be there for that one. 1 versus 16, they have us playing a winner of SIU, Edwardsville, and Jacksonville State right now. Another 1 seed that they have is Florida, which we do need to talk about the SEC right now because the SEC absolutely can get 14 teams into the tournament. Texas coming out with a bang in the SEC tournament, have won 2 games. They needed a big week. They beat Vanderbilt, then they beat Texas A&M yesterday. They needed a huge week this week, to get to the NCAA tournament. I think Texas is firmly in. Another team that needed a big-time week was Arkansas. They have won 2 games as well. They won 1 game, lost the second game on a buzzer beater, and I think that they are firmly in the NCAA tournament as well. Another team that needs to be in is North Carolina. North Carolina, of course, they won a really solid. They put up a really solid performance against Wake Forest yesterday. The refs were not any help at all in that game. So we have North Carolina versus Duke round 3, which, by the way, Duke out with Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg and Malik Brown are both out of this ACC semifinal game. North Carolina needs this win. They are 1-11 or 1-12 now, actually, I think, against quad 1 opponents. So North Carolina needs this win to get into the NCAA tournament. I think that they just need to outright win the ACC tournament to get into the tournament, which we will talk about here shortly. But I think that North Carolina needs to beat Duke, and then I think there's a strong case for them to be in the NCAA tournament as well. Another team, of course, that needed to have a big week, I believe, was Illinois. I think they want a 7 or 8 seed rather than a 9 seed which they're projected at right now. So, of course, Illinois trying to have a big week in the Big Ten tournament. They knocked off Purdue the other day, I believe, as well. So there's that right there. The Fighting Illini are trying to get a bigger seed in the NCAA tournament as well. I think anybody on the top 2 seed line, which, by the way, we will go over those right now. Auburn, Duke, Florida, and Houston on the 1 line. And then on the 2, you got Michigan State, Tennessee, I believe Texas A&M, or Alabama, and Texas Tech. I think anybody on those top 2 seeds, and I think some on the top 3 seeds. Tennessee, I believe, one of them. I believe Texas A&M, one of them as well. Anybody on those 3 seed line, or 1, 2, and 3 seed lines can win this NCAA tournament. That is for sure. Houston and Duke, obviously, playing in a not a great conference, but a decent conference does help them out a lot. They don't have to play a lot of the tough opponents that a team like Auburn or Florida had to play all year, which I think that is going to end up biting them, or biting one of these teams in the foot, of course, is playing one of those SEC, or playing a tough schedule in the regular season. But hopefully that is not the case with Auburn. Auburn, their bracket right now consists of SIU, Edwardsville, Jacksonville State, the winner of that game, and then, of course, Marquette and Baylor, the winner of that game. They will play in Lexington. In Seattle Regional, they got Oregon, UC, San Diego, Clemson, Akron, of course, Kansas, SDSU, and North Carolina for the first 4 game. And then, of course, Texas A&M, Utah Valley, Missouri, Utah State, Michigan State, and Bryant in there as well. So, they did put Auburn a tough couple of first-round matchups, but I think other than that, I think we should be okay if we just keep winning. That is what I need Auburn to do. I just need them to keep winning. The 9-0 run starts now to win the national championship. That is for sure. I need them Auburn Tigers to stay hot. I want that Duke rematch. So I am cheering for Duke to make it all the way. I want that Duke rematch in the national championship. I would think I would rather play Duke than Alabama, just because we've already played Alabama twice. Might even play them in the SEC championship game this weekend. So there's that right there. I think that we would match up better against Duke, especially if Cooper Flagg is back as well. That will be a tough ticket to come by in the NCAA championship game as well. So, again, just kind of reiterating some stuff. Obviously, bracketology, pretty plain and simple for the most part. We shall see on Sunday what the bracket looks like, though. Of course, I have tickets to the Elite Eight. I cannot wait. I hope and pray that Auburn can go on this 6-0 run right now to win the SEC tournament and, of course, to make it to the Elite Eight as well. There are a couple of them. Jerry Palm has Illinois as an 8 seed, Gonzaga as a 9 seed, playing Auburn as well in that South Regional. Duke, they got UConn and Oklahoma in their regional. Florida has Creighton and Utah State, while Houston has St. Mary's and New Mexico. Those are kind of the 1 seeds. Who would they play in the winner of those 2 games as well? However, we don't know what this committee is going to do. This committee, obviously, when they did do the preview a few weeks ago, we saw that the committee had Auburn at the top seed, and they said that Auburn is firm at the 1 seed spot. So Bruce Pearl, Stephen Pearl, Chad Pruitt, please get your guys ready for this SEC tournament game against Ole Miss. I think we come out shooting against Ole Miss, obviously. I hope we do. By the time this video releases, we will know the answer to that. But hopefully the guys are ready to go, and we can make a run in the SEC championship as well. However, I wouldn't count out Texas yet. They are playing Tennessee later today, which that game will start by the time this video comes out as well. They're playing Tennessee, excuse me, and I wouldn't count them out for an upset. Tennessee, obviously, having a couple of days rest, just like Auburn. Ole Miss, they're coming off a really good game, of course, yesterday, not this past weekend, to Arkansas. And then, of course, Texas coming out of a banger against Texas A&M in this one. So those 2 teams could be on upset watch today. Of course, we will know the decision by this time the video comes out. But what we won't know is the Duke and North Carolina Part 3 game. That game is going to be so much fun. Texas Tech and Arizona are playing in the Big 12 semifinals as well. So a lot of college basketball today. One of the greatest slates that we have had all season. Enjoy college basketball today. 14 and a half hours of it. starting at 10:30. So at the time of recording this video, there's college basketball going on. So enjoy college basketball today. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Where do you have teams seated for your bracketology in the comments down below? Monday, we will, of course, have that full bracket out for you guys. So to Champ Week, of course, thank you all so much for Champ Week. March Madness is on the horizon, and I cannot wait as Auburn is looking to make a run to the Final Four.